Hello, I'm Claire McCartney, and this is my petition to house neurodivergent people correctly in local councils. Now, I've wanted to do this for a long time. I've discussed this with neurodivergent friends for years now, and I feel like it's the right time for me to do this. However, I feel physically sick at the moment, with anxiety, because it's been a fear of mine about doing this, but I feel like I have to do it because sometimes we're used as a voice for people who can't speak up, and this involves me as well. But I know there's a lot of people who are in the same situation as myself who can't speak up. So here it is. This is a petition. This is going to go on for ages, by the way. My statement's 5 pages. So yeah, if you haven't got time, fast forward it, but please sign my petition so that we can get neurodivergent housing in local councils. And hopefully, if we get a lot of signatures, I think it's 100,000, we can go to Parliament. And I would love this to go to Parliament. This has been my dream for a long time to get this sorted. So here we go. I'm going to read this out. It's like a bedtime story, but a bit of a nightmare. So get your cup of tea, get your chamomile tea. Here we go. Petition to help neurodivergent individuals to be housed correctly by local councils. My name is Claire Harrison McCartney. I am a neurodivergent and I mask this a lot. I have been housed by Harlow Council for over 10 years in unsuitable accommodation for neurodivergents. Don't get me wrong, I'm highly grateful, and I have a roof over my head and running water. I am very grateful to Harlow Council for that. I know that there are many neurodivergent individuals who are housed in unsuitable accommodation who do not want to speak up about it due to fear, and I've been in fear too, but it's time to rise and create a change to educate local councils on our needs that we constantly mask, and then they manifest into massive illnesses. Neurodivergent people require peaceful living accommodation. Peaceful living accommodation, so our central nervous systems are not overstimulated. Now, a neurotypical would not understand that. So yeah. Flats are often noisy with no soundproofing. Having to share walls with all sorts of people can be distressing and restricts our ability to create personalised, calm environments. Flats also require stairs, and stair climbing and stair descending can alter depth perception, difficulty judging height and space, affecting spatial awareness and creating poor sensory processing. A neurotypical wouldn't understand that. This results in fear of leaving one's flat and being able to exit and access our homes safely. They never think about that because they're all neurotypicals running councils. Because we mask really well, we are often overlooked in local councils and fail our medical assessments because we're masking and saying everything's okay. And we fail, and then we're still stuck in unsuitable accommodation. We need the law to change so that councils house people fairly with invisible disabilities. Also, like visible disabilities, I've heard that people are housed in situations where they can't access their flats, and we're being ignored a lot. People with invisible disabilities and visible disabilities are being ignored by local councils a lot. It's all around families. Have you noticed? Oh, families, but never disabled people or older people. Anyway, I hope to gain 1,000 signatures on this petition so the Harlow Council debates this locally. But I would love to change the law nationally so that children coming into the world do not have to suffer like I did. And they are listened to by housing associations and local councils regarding their housing needs, and are not swept under the carpet and expected to live like neurotypicals. Neurodivergent individuals face a significantly higher risk of suicide, up to 7 to 9 times higher than the general population, due to facts like masking, bullying, isolation and mental health. This occurs when we are expected to behave like neurotypicals. Suicide is the leading cause of I didn't do my warm-ups today, darlings. Suicide is the leading cause of death in autistic communities. We all face discrimination. This has occurred in the flats I reside in because the neurotypicals here see me as an easy target. And then I defend myself and they're like, oh. It's like, well, you drove my nervous system to absolute heightened. Anyway, let's not get personal. These are like, I'm trying to state facts here. I have been discriminated against by my local council, which is breach of the Equality Act 2010. Councils have a duty of care to people and neurodivergent individuals, and this includes injuries, disabilities, mental health and neurodiversity. Ableism is rife as we are often forced into conformity, which penalises individuals for adhering to rigid neurotypical social norms. Bullying is forcing individuals into noisy environments that cause discomfort, like poorly insulated flats with no soundproofing. Living accommodation is not a one-size-fits-all, and housing should have a lift or be easily accessible to get to your front door, which where I'm living at the moment isn't. Mental health comes under the umbrella of the autistic spectrum. Let's talk about the case of Mandy Mallow. I'm feeling really sick now, like, yeah, it's anxiety, it's just sick to the stomach. I think, yeah, anyway. Let's talk about the case of Mandy Mallow, aged 56, of St Austell in Cornwall. Mandy suffered a psychotic breakdown and thought somebody was going to attack her. The mental health team decided it was okay to return her to her block of flats she resided in. Mandy was still in psychosis and burnt her flat down, putting other flat residents at risk. Mandy went to prison for this when really she should have been detained under the Mental Health Act and not put in prison. She was suffering from psychosis. This is a case of the police and the justice system being uneducated on mental health and neurodiversity, and local authorities not housing her correctly. This lady should have been housed in a bungalow or one-bedroom house, considering her mental health and her age. I'm 53 this year, and I've had to endure a few mental health crises myself. Yeah, I don't like to admit it, and I take medication to cope with where I live. I shouldn't have to drug myself to deal with living in my flat. My home should be my safe space that regulates my central nervous system. I hope you will help us reach 10,000, I thought it was 100,000, sorry, 10,000 signatures, so we can be considered for a debate in Parliament, which could change things for us neurodivergent folk, so we can be seen and heard and not ignored anymore. We deserve peaceful environments in safe neighbourhoods without confrontational neighbours. Please help us by signing my petition so future generations of neurodivergent children and people can not suffer the way I did, and that they are listened to and not ignored and or silenced when voicing their needs. Amen. Thank you. I need it to stay under 10 minutes. So please, please, please sign my petition. Please. Thank you. Bye.